Hey everyone, welcome to Sidetrack Adventures. This is Steve. Right now I'm on the abandoned portion of Highway 80 right outside of Descanso, California. And we've previously done a video on this road, but it's been about 3 years or more since we've been out here. But the last time we were out here, a lot of people left comments asking if you could ride a bike on this road. Well, recently a company called Hovsco reached out to us and offered to send me an e-bike. So I thought this would be a great place to check the bike out, see how it handles various terrain, and also to check out this abandoned portion of Highway 80 and see what's changed over the years. So let's jump on this beast of a bike and check out this abandoned road. This section of Highway 80 is only a few miles long, but it makes for a pretty nice, easy hike without a lot of elevation gain, so it should make for a good bike ride too. You can really get a sense of what it was like to drive this road in the 1930s and 40s out here, and there are even the remains of an old rest area to check out. Here's the bike I'll be riding. I called it a beast a minute ago because it weighs like 70 or 80 pounds. This will be my first time riding something like this, other than riding this briefly in my neighborhood when it first arrived. This bike has some pretty big tires, at least bigger than I'm used to. The pavement ends about halfway down the road, so I'm looking forward to testing it on some rougher conditions. And if you're wondering, the model of the bike is the HovAlpha. I can't figure out how to film the e-bike display so it shows up on camera, but the battery's fully charged, so let's hit the road. This section of Highway 80 is open to hikers, bikes, and horseback riding. Though in all the times I've been out here, I've never seen anyone horseback riding on it. I should also mention that while Hovsco did send me this bike, they did not pay me anything for this video or tell me what to say. I've also never rode an e-bike before this one, so I really can't compare this to other e-bikes out there. I'm definitely not an e-bike expert, so take whatever I say for what it's worth. So we're riding on what was once Highway 80, one of America's most important early highways. It went coast to coast, from Tybee Island, Georgia in the east, to San Diego, California in the west, crossing 8 states along the way. The highway was 2,725 miles long, and it's pretty cool that this few mile long stretch is still here to enjoy. This road was first built in the early 1900s, and the pavement here was laid in the 1930s. Let's try out the pedal assist since I haven't used that yet. Wow, this thing has some kick to it. One great thing about being on the bikes is you know exactly how far you've gone. So we're 4/10 of a mile in, and we've come across a marker on the road showing when this road was built. This pavement was laid in March 1931. It's amazing to think about how this was the same pavement that my grandparents would have rode on when they moved to San Diego. This part of the road through the mountains east of San Diego had a reputation for being one of the more dangerous parts of the highway, with lots of turns and lots of accidents. This first part of the road is still paved and somewhat maintained, because vehicles do access it from time to time to get to Descanso Well. But shortly after the turnoff for the well, nature has really taken over. Here's a small boulder. Somebody must come out here and clean this thing, because it seems like every time we come out here, this thing has some different graffiti on it. And here's the turnoff for Descanso Well number 4. We've gone about 8/10 of a mile. The road isn't maintained from here, and we're going to lose the pavement shortly. The old Ellis Wayside Rest Area is just up ahead. Alright, here's where the dirt starts to cover the pavement, and we'll test how this bike does off-road. So that's why inexperienced people like me probably shouldn't be riding a mountain bike off-road, at least not going that fast. Hopefully the footage of the wipeout looks pretty cool. I seem to be doing okay. I did get jammed by the handlebar, so I'm a little bit bruised, but hopefully the bike's okay. Let's pick it up. We're almost to the abandoned rest area, so let's get down there and then we'll kind of reassess and hopefully continue down this abandoned road. Otherwise, it's gonna be a long haul pushing this bike back up this hill. We've made it down to the abandoned rest area and the bike seems to be doing okay. One of the brake handles on the handlebar did get bent, but other than that, everything seems to be fine with it. I wasn't expecting to crash test the bike today, but it gets an A+ crash rating from me. You know, this road was known for accidents, so I guess I'm just adding to the long history of accidents that happened on this road. But anyways, we're at the abandoned rest area, so let's check that out real quick and then see if we can go a little bit further down the road, hopefully without any more crashes. This is the Ellis Wayside Rest Area. That hole cut into the rock would have had water in it, filled from a cistern that is a little higher up on the hill, and let's head up there. Hopefully there are no snakes waiting for me. If there were, they probably got scared off from all the yelling after I crashed the bike. Imagine if I crash a bike and get bit by a snake in the same video. This rest area is named for the Ellis Spring, and Ellis Spring is named after Charles Ellis, who was the station master of the Coyote Well stage stop around 1865. The Ellis Spring is where they would get the water for the rest area. And here's the cistern for the Ellis Wayside Rest Area. I believe this was built in the 1920s, but I'm not exactly sure. It could have been built in the 1930s. We could take a peek inside. There's probably no water in there. Hopefully nothing alive in there either. You can see the pipe running down here. The water would actually go into a series of pools before ending up in the rock down at the bottom. Here's a closer look at the hole in the boulder for the water. This water was probably a welcome sight after those 1920s and 1930s automobiles struggled to climb up the mountain roads in this area. After the rest area, there are still pieces of the pavement here and there, but the road gets a lot rougher. There really isn't much to see on the road past the rest area. You can continue down this trail and it leads almost to the 8 freeway, and it makes a really good hiking trail and probably a really good mountain biking trail for those a little bit more experienced in mountain biking. But we're gonna turn around here and test out how this e-bike does heading uphill. Wow, with a pedal assist, going back uphill is no problem at all. It almost feels like I'm cheating. This is so easy. I have the pedal assist on level 2 right now. If I brought this up to 4, this would be no effort whatsoever. The only real effort right now is just watching where I'm going so I don't crash again. Getting to the rest area was mostly downhill, but I didn't really use the pedal assist, and with it on now, it may actually take less time to get back to the parking area, despite it being mostly uphill. This bike also has a feature, I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm gonna call it full auto, where you don't even have to pedal. I'm going almost 20 miles per hour right now. I feel like I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble with this bike. Coming back up was pretty fun and easy thanks to the pedal assist. My wife, who had a regular old bicycle, did not have quite as easy a time getting up the hill. But me, I just hit that 2 or 3 on the pedal assist and just jetted up the hill. Take a look at the massive battery on this bike. Hovsco says the bike has a 750 watt motor and has a 60 to 80 mile riding range on this battery. Now granted, we didn't ride the bike very far, but according to the screen, the battery is still full. I want to thank Hovsco for sending me this bike. It was a lot of fun and makes me wonder why I didn't get one of these before. If you're thinking about getting one, Hovsco is offering a discount to anyone watching this video, and I'll put a link in the description. So that's our look at abandoned Highway 80 via the Hovsco HovAlpha. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week.